Part 2 because my phone ran out of battery. Okay, so Clementi, you used to be able to make a right turn from Clementi Avenue 3 to Commonwealth Avenue West, but you cannot do that anymore. So the old 282 was like this: Avenue 2, 4, and then no, 2, 5, and 4. So yeah, it was pretty simple. And then 284 was just so 284, it pretty much never changed throughout history. There was like a 284M, but yeah, that's a different story. And then 285 also pretty much never changed. It had always been like this. And then there was this 287, which is kind of like the current 282, but except that it doesn't go Avenue 4 and 5. It's just Commonwealth Avenue West 2 and then West Street 2 loop. So that was 287. And that's it for Clementi, but just something interesting. This one used to go from Bukit Batok to St. Michael's. And then there was this 189, which was from Bukit Batok to Marina Center. Kind of in a similar fashion as 75 or 167. Okay, this used to be 187 for some reason. And then this 189 was like, it got truncated to loop at Clementi West Street 2, and then later got extended, like it skipped Clementi West Street 2, and it got extended to loop at Harbor Drive, and then it got truncated to Kenridge Terminal Loop, and then there was a 189A that went to Harbor Drive during certain hours of the day, and that's pretty much it. Then it got cut to Clementi Avenue 1 loop. Oh, sorry. AYE and Clementi Avenue 1 loop. So that's pretty much about it. Okay, then for Tampines, there used to be, okay, the old 293 was like Avenue 5, 4, 3, and then Street 81, 3, and then loop back. But then, over time, it became Street 31, Street 81, 3, Avenue 8, Street 84, 83, and then back. So nowadays, Street 81 is covered by 291. So the current 291 is basically like this. I mean, it used to be like this, but then it got changed to become like this instead. So this is the current 291 West. But in the past, there used to be a 29, I think it was 295, 5 for Avenue 5. Because back then there was no 34. So this thing just pretty much looped at the end of, I think it U-turned at the end of Avenue 5. And then later it got amended to become Avenue 5, Street 83, 84 in the opposite direction of 293, Avenue 8, and Avenue 5. So yes, the old 295 used to be like that. Okay, then there was also A68, which was like, this one was Tampines to Safra, the industrial estate loop. I think you know about that one as well. And then there was a, let me see. Before 292, actually I'm not sure. Service 18 used to be from Bedok to this Bedok Reservoir Road, Avenue 1, Avenue 2, and it used to loop at Street 22. Street 22 is like the current looping point of 292, but Service 18 before it got extended to Tampines, it actually looped at Street 22. So yeah, that's one thing that's interesting about it. And then there is this 297, which was like uh, Central 3, Avenue 7, and then this is 293 East, the current looping point. it just looped back like that. And then later, 297, it got extended to become Street 41, 7 Street 41, 9 Street 45, and then Avenue 7, Avenue 9, and then it looped like this. So this one was gone. So this so-called new 297 eventually became 293 East. And then as you know, 293 East no longer goes this way, it just goes back now. So yeah. And then there was a there was a 294 which got absorbed into service 3. So again, Street 21, Avenue 2, Street 23, Street 21. Because this sector is covered by 291. So 294 just took the lower sector. And then there was 290, which used bendy buses. SBS 998Y, Volvo B10MA articulated. It was Central 1, 3, Avenue 7 to Simei Road, Simei Street 1, 3, 4, and then back. So yeah, it was pretty simple. I know it's not to scale, but this route was like pretty simple. And I think that's pretty much about it for Tampines feeders. Yes, there's 296 and 298 nowadays, but yeah. Just so you know, these services they and this one as well, they used to exist. Chua Chu Kang, okay. So this is Chua Chu Kang Loop, Drive, and Avenue 4. Okay. Nowadays, this one is a T junction, but back in the day, this one was a Y junction, so you couldn't right turn like this. So in the past, 925, 927, and the old 303 had to, go one round like this. Okay, so 307, there's North Loop and there's a South Loop. So the South Loop used to be called 301 and the North Loop used to be called 303. So 303 literally was like drive, North 6, North 5, and like that's pretty much it. And then later it got extended to become 5, 6, UT Station, Street 62, and then loop back. So that was 303. And then 301, again, not much difference. It was like Way Avenue 3, Central 1. Okay, 307 nowadays, it is like this. But in the past, 301 was like, oh, it just went inside Take Y lane and loop out. So that is 301. That was 301. Because ever since this thingy, it got amended to calling Take Y Avenue in one direction, and eventually 307 just pretty much called Take Y Avenue in both directions, because you can connect to like 190 in both directions, and yeah, that's the reason why. And then service 300 used to be very different actually, because nowadays the loop is like this. But from my memory, okay, I know that there was a 300 G and W for a period of time, but in the past it was like Avenue 4, Avenue 1. Nowadays no bus goes through this sector, but I did remember that it was like Avenue. Actually, I'm not even sure if like the old 300 G and W even passed through like this general area, but okay, it was 4-1 to Choa Chu Kang Way, and that's pretty much about it. And then over the years, 300, the loop is like that. It got extended to loop at Avenue 5 twice, and then this one got extended to Kiat Hong Close. But then 983 became a thing, 301, the new 301 became a thing, again not to scale, so 300 eventually became like that again. Okay, then 302, Loop Avenue 4, Choa Chu Kang Way, North 5, Street 52. Nowadays, it just loops at Choa Chu Kang Crescent, but back in the day, it was just Street 62 after UT station. It just went Street 62 and 65. 302 only used to call UT station at one direction, so that's pretty much about it. Okay. Then we move on to Serangoon. So the oldest one is 217. 217 is basically Serangoon Garden Central. So what am I saying? Serangoon Garden Way Circus. Then it's pretty much the exact same as current 317, except that current 317 goes Boundary Road and then Serangoon North Avenue 2. But in the past, 317 as 217 was like the old Serangoon interchange, Serangoon Central. It didn't even go to Boundary Road, but then later it actually got amended to Boundary Road. But originally it just went up straight, didn't even do that loop. So 315, this thing, if I'm not mistaken, it used to go I think it was Serangoon Central, Yio Chu Kang Link, Yio Chu Kang Road, and then it looped at Serangoon North Avenue 1. It was just this very, very simple thing. Because there was a 318. So 318 got integrated with 315. So 318 was basically like Boundary Road, Lorong Chuan, and then Serangoon Garden Way, Circus, I keep forgetting. And then it was like this. Okay, what am I saying? Okay, this sector alone used to be 318. And 315 used to just go like this. And then they combined the two, so it no longer went via Yio Chu Kang link. So 315 became this red route. And as you know, over time, it got extended to loop at the Serangoon North Avenue 4. And then this wasn't the final one. North Avenue 5. Okay, no more loop. North Avenue 5, Yio Chu Kang Road, and then back. So that's basically how 315 changed over time. So recap again, this sector was 318. And yeah, there was another feeder called 312, which was, okay, the old Serangoon interchange was here. Serangoon Central, Boundary Road, Lorong Chuan, yes, and this is Serangoon Avenue 3. Avenue 2, go back. So 312 eventually got taken over by 10, if I'm not mistaken, because 105, based on my memory, it went like this thing went Brado Road, Bishan Road, Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1. But then 105 got amended to absorb this 312. It just went like this. Okay, nowadays this is the route, but in the past, when the old Serangoon was still a thing, Avenue 3 to Boundary Road and Serangoon Central. So this was the old 105, and 105 now goes here, so they introduced this 109 to compensate the Avenue 2 and Boundary Road lost sector. So yeah, that's how Serangoon changed over time. The second place besides Boon Lay that I'm really not familiar with is basically okay, I think this one is new. It's basically Hougang and Hougang South. So yeah, there was one that looped at Defu Avenue 1. How do you pronounce Defu? I don't know. And then I do remember this 328 though. Hougang South. I think it was Hougang South. Avenue 1, Tampines Road. Hougang Avenue 3, 2. And then Avenue 10, 4, 8. The first, sorry, why did I do that? 10, 4, 8. The first rendition was, I think it was 6 and then 10. And then later it skipped this sector because I think 326 got introduced or something along those lines. Yeah, this one got introduced to replace a little bit of this. So 328 was like, okay, it was still 10, 4, 8. And then Street 51. And then Buangkok Green. This one like looped inside a little bit, I think. But basically, over time, this 328 eventually became a part of 101. So it was like this, like, wait, oops, sorry. It was like this, like this, like this, and 101 used to loop like this. Then it got extended to loop at Buangkok, Crescent, and Link. But yeah. So this one exists right now. This one exists right now. This one exists right now. This one I can remember. And this one and this one became one. Wait, or was it this one? And then this one went def. And then this one went defu. I think. I'm bad at Hougang. I'm so sorry. Okay, Bukit Panjang. So, this is called Gangsa Road. This is pending. This is Petir. So the feeders, they would park here, and the trunk services, they would park here. So the trunk services would be like Bukit Panjang Road, Gangsa Road, and then they terminated here, and then they went back. And then for the feeder services, it's like the exact opposite. They terminated here, and then they pretty much did like this. So generally, the trunk services were anti-clockwise, the feeder services were clockwise. So I actually can remember this thanks to the old bus guides. I actually can remember this right now. So the old 179, it's not the very first 179 or the current 179, but it was 179 from year 1993 to 1999. I think that's the Bukit Panjang LRT opening date. So what happened is that there was a 179 that went Loop Avenue 4, Choa Chu Kang Way. From Choa Chu Kang Way, there's like Avenue 1, Teck Whye Avenue, then Bukit Panjang Road, Gangsa Road, Petir, Pending, and then Bangkit Road both directions, and then this one looped at Fajar Road. And then, yes, every single thing, Gangsa, Petir, Pending, it was served in both directions except this sector. So this was 179. There was a 344. Why is it so thin? Okay. There was a 344, which was like this. It went inside Bangkit Road and did the same thing. And then it came here. So that was 344. 345 is like the predecessor. Not really, but it was kind of a predecessor to modern day 920. So 345 was like, it didn't go Bangkit Road at all. This one was pretty much like express. Not express, but like Bukit Panjang Ring Road, Fajar Road, but instead of turning right, Bukit Panjang Ring Road, which is where 976 currently serves, Jelapang Road, Saujana Road, go back. Bukit Panjang Ring Road as well. So, and then there was this 343/921, which is like this, and then it looped at Petir Road End. And then later got extended to become a little bit like 973, then it got absorbed into 700. So yeah. And then moving on to Pasir Ris, I don't remember exactly all the feeders, but all I can tell you is that uh, let's try drawing 357 for a start. Drive 8 didn't connect to drive 3 in the past, so it was like okay, right now it is like this. But in the past this didn't exist. This didn't exist. And drive 8 was like drive 8 was just like this. This was Pasir Ris Central. So I guess you can say 357 was the predecessor of service 3. So it was like this, like this, like this. And then Elias Road, Street 71, Drive 10, Drive 1, it looked like this. And then the East Loop was like this, Drive 4, Street 21, and then Drive 2, Drive 1, Loyang Avenue, Drive 3, Drive 2, and then back. So that was 357. 358 didn't really change. Even like the bus that got absorbed to form Townlink 358, the West Loop really didn't change at all. So it's just Drive 3, Drive 10, Drive 1, Elias, and back. The East Loop, it did change. The earliest rendition of the East Loop was 350. So 350, during certain hours of the day, it would actually go via... Okay, so it was Drive 3. And then Pasir Ris Close. This eventually became 354. Okay, 354 used to loop at Pasir Ris Close before it got extended to Jalan Loyang Besar, but 350 used to be like, okay, Drive 6, 1, 4, 3. Pretty simple. And then it got amended to do 614 Street 41 and then back, which is the current 358. Then when it became a town link, this one got expunged and became 354. So yeah. And then the old 359, drive 12, drive 3, drive 12, 110 Street 71. This part never changed. And then wait, have I this 358, 357? Yeah. Okay. Then the old 359 east was 351. So it was like this. And then it didn't go inside Street 51. It just went straight. And then I think it looped at Street 11 or something along those lines. Okay, it looped at Street 12 first, and then it got converted to Street 11. And then when it became 359 or something, Street 51 was added, and then they changed it so that it looped at Drive 1 Loyang Avenue, Drive 3 Drive 1 Loyang Avenue, Drive 3, Drive 2, Street 11. Over time it changed, you get the idea. And I think I have also mentioned about this before, but 361, which was the current 941. Bukit Batok Central. It was like this. And then they changed it so that I think for a period of time it became like this instead. And then they changed it back to become this. And then this part became 991 today, and 941 just pretty much loops like this. And then 365 at Bukit Gombak, it was like, instead of doing the present day loop that looked like this. 365 for a period of time looped like this. And then instead of Street 52, this thing used Avenue 5 instead. And then the last but not least, I'm doing this in one take, so yeah, it can be pretty tiring. 367, okay, Bukit Central, West Avenue 2. The current 947 is 247 Road 2. But in the past, remember that 365, which is 945, used to loop like this. So 367 used to not go here at all. It used to loop like this, like this, like this, and then back. And then 366 is basically just the current 189 until Bukit Batok Street 23. It looped inside Bukit Batok Depot. I made a mistake of it looping at East Avenue 3, but okay. Basically, it's just 189 that looped inside Bukit Batok Depot. And this one never became Trans Island Bus Services. It was always SBS Transit, so it just conveniently looped at Bukit Batok Depot in the same fashion as 91 last time. And then, okay, what's next? Sengkang. 371. Wait, it was just 371. It was Compassville Road, Compassville Street, Rivervale Drive, Sengkang West Avenue. Sorry, what am I saying? Sengkang Square, Compassville Road, Rivervale Drive, Sengkang East Avenue, Sengkang West Avenue, and then Fernvale Lane. Go back. So this one got replaced. Okay, 163 used to terminate at Jalan Kayu Bus Terminal at Piccadilly, that roundabout. But then 163 later absorbed 371, except this sector. It goes Punggol Road, Sengkang Eastway, and yada yada yada. So yeah. And then there was this 372, which became 903. I am not joking, this actually became 903. So 372 was like Woodlands Center Road. Whatever. Woodlands Center Road, train checkpoint. It was like this, and then it looped like this. It was quite simple. And then this is basically the current 903. Okay, for visualization, this is the current 903M. And then this one is the current 903. So yeah. And then, okay, now that I'm talking about Woodlands, might as well just cover Woodlands. I don't have all the information, but there was like this, and this. Eventually, it got merged into like the intertowns that we all know today. So there was this old 900, which was like Woodlands train checkpoint, Avenue 3, Marsiling, NS8, Woodlands Street 11, Street 13, and back. 900 was simple. And then there was this like 90, I don't remember if it was 901 or what, but it was like Woodlands Center Road, Avenue 1. I don't know if it went inside Street 41, but it was like, it just looked like this. I don't even know how this road looks like, but sometimes when I'm talking about Woodlands, I also get confused myself. And I also remember that like for a period of time, the tips 180 actually Woodlands Avenue 3, 5, Marsiling Rise, stuff like this. And eventually 180, hold on, no, it wasn't 180. This 180 is the very old 180, old 180 didn't do this. The old 180 I think just did this. Okay, this is 951. Before it became the new 180, the current 180, it used to do like this. And then when 951 became 98, when 951 became 180, 178 it used to terminate here, and then 178 did its job. It covered the entire sector. Okay, I'm probably confusing the numbers again. My 900 was correct. And then there was another one that's like this. But then... Oh no, there... See, I don't like this, but... There was another feeder service that... Oh no, I think it was Marceling Rice or something. I don't even remember the sector here, but... Marceling Rice, Woodlands Avenue... I think... Avenue 5? 2? 81? 82? 4, 9. It was like this. Then it became 911 East. Like this, like this, like this. Oh, never mind, I should use a different color. Like this, like this, like this. Like this. And then like this. Something along these lines. I think you better check the wiki or the bus guides, because I'm not good at Woodlands. So yeah. Okay, what's next? Okay. There was this... This one used to belong to Bishan for some reason. It became the old 57 and then became 410. Basically, these two were like Bishan to Sinming Loop. And then... Yeah, it became 410. Okay, okay. Okay. Testing my memory again. 800. Yishun. It used to start at Yishun Avenue 5. Is that 800 or 801? Oh my god, I forgot. Okay, I think that was 800. 527 Sembawang Road 5. It was quite simple. And then 801, which is current 811 North Loop. It was like this Avenue 967. Okay, you know nowadays it goes like this, but in the past it was like it just went back. Like this, just... Yishun feeders are really jank. Ugh. Then these two got merged into the intra-towns. 805 was like... It was 81... it went Khatib. Then... Okay, this eventually became 811 South. Not the entire route, but okay. Yishun Avenue 2, Yishun Ring Road. This is Khatib, MRT. And then it looped at Street 81. But then it got... But then 805 got like changed to Yishun Central instead. Then I think it was like Ring Road. Like this. I don't remember the exact routing, but it was like... It definitely went via the opposite direction of Ring Road. See, the whole integration of like Yishun feeders is like... It's like absolutely confusing. I don't even remember. I don't even remember. And then... Okay. 804 used to be... Okay, it's like the current 804 except that it looped at Yishun Ring Road, and then it got extended to loop at Yishun Avenue 6. This is 11, this is 6. Okay, but then nowadays, it got extended to Yishun Ring Road, Street 41, Avenue 1, 6, 11, and then back. So that was 804. And then 804A, which became 806, was like... if I'm not mistaken, it was Yishun Central, Avenue 11, Yishun Ring Road, 9. So instead of doing this loop, 806 eventually did this big loop at Yishun Street 31 instead. So that's basically how the Yishun feeders changed over time. And yes, 812 West didn't really change. 811 South did change. 811 North did change. 812 East, it was 80, one of 802 or 803. I don't think that one changed a lot either. And that's pretty much it. Okay, technically there is this 922. Okay, I'm just gonna draw all the current Bukit Panjang feeders. So like this. 920 is like, gosh, I hate drawing this because it's like, okay, just know that 920 used to be like this. Saujana, Fajar, and then like this. And then the roads inside here got reconfigured, so 920 had to kind of do this nonsense like this. I hate this. 920, I mean, and then 922 was like, 922 is like this. La 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 la. But then the old 922, it was like this. It went Saujana, Fajar, Segar. This is Segar LRT. It ran 30-minute frequencies. Yeah, Bukit Panjang used to be like this.